So I've cleared everything out of the bedroom, and I've removed the wooden panels that sit at the top and the bottom of the walls that I'm painting. So now it's time to move on to the masking, starting with the porthole windows. And there we go, job done. And what a fantastic job that is. So now it's time to enter the Sanderman. So it's time to apply a key to the wood that I'm going to paint. I used a fine grade sandpaper disc for this. I think it was a 120 grade. I think I could have also used a medium though, because I'm going to go and paint the walls with 3 coats. So now it's back to the masking. In hindsight, I probably should have done this at the beginning before I did the sanding, because the masking tape provides a bit of protection from getting scratched by the sandpaper disc. So there we go, all the masking's done. Wow, what a great job. So now it's finally time to start on the painting. So I chose a satin finish paint, but for the first coat I used a basic white primer. So first of all I edged it all in with a paintbrush, and then I moved on to the 4-inch roller to fill it all in. And same here, I started with the paintbrush so I could get into the little recesses between the actual wooden panels, and then I used the roller to fill them all in. You can see that there's a few places where the paint's run from the paintbrush, so the roller just evens all of that out. And once the paint had dried, I gave it another key with a sander. And then the tack cloth again, and then onto the second coat of the painting. And once I'd done this coat, I repeated the whole process again for the third and final coat. As we can now see, the white paint is a good solid coverage everywhere and it looks a whole lot brighter. So I waited until the paint had dried before I started taking off the masking tape. This was a little bit tricky actually. There was areas where the paint was stuck to the masking tape and it did start to remove a little bit of the paint, so I just had to be really careful with this. In some of the places where it was stuck, I took a Stanley knife and just cut it away. You can't go too fast because if you do it tears. That's pretty decent though. Some of you will probably recognise from the colour of this tape that I've used frog tape, which is a good painter's masking tape. So if there's any experienced painters and decorators out there, please feel free to drop any tips on paint application and the use of frog tape to get the best results, as I've got a whole lot more painting to do. But all in all, I was really pleased with the end job. I am a little bit of a perfectionist and I can get a bit caught up on some of these tiny little details that in the end nobody else notices. As my mum always likes to remind me. Shout out to all the mums who always know best. Yep, that'll do, thank you. And here's a little look at the bedroom now with the bed installed, which you will see on a future video coming up. So to make sure you don't miss that video, please like, subscribe and leave a comment.